Hello friends, my name is Marina. I'm person behind Everything Marina Food Blog. In this video, I want to show you how to make macarons tower. You've seen the picture behind me with my macaron tower that I made for fall. I have one for winter and I have one for summer. And people were asking me, how do I make macarons tower? And I decided just record today's separate video on how to correctly, properly and safely prepare macarons tower. You ready? Let's get started. Tools. Starting first, we need macarons tower. I have this one. This macarons tower my son printed for me with his 3D printer. I like it because it's white and the size is just perfect. And I can adjust if I want a smaller or more layers. This was present for me and I really love this one. If you don't have this, there is very affordable one you can get from Amazon, for example. Like this plastic one. It's clear plastic and it's also adjustable to your size. If you want to make just a small one, for example, like that, depends how many layers you want. How many macarons you have, that's the size depends. I love this one. I also have pictures with this, but my favorite is right now this one because it was a present. And if you have different macarons tower that already been in your kitchen, you can use it. You can use any of your favorite macarons tower. Very important, before you're gonna start assembling, make sure it's clean. If you used it before, it should be washed and dry properly. And if you've just been keeping somewhere, maybe in a kitchen or on a drawer, make sure there is no dust. There is nothing dirty because we're going to be putting macarons and then people will be eating those cookies. So make sure everything is clean, dry, and there is nothing sticks there. Also, we're going to be using just hands clean. I'm not using gloves. A few more things that I'm going to be using. I need scissors. I'm going to be using some foil. Just need a little paper towel. And the way I'm assembling, if I want to like turn, make a video, I'm going to be using this tray. I think it's called Lazy Susan or whatever name is. If you don't have this, you can use just cutting board or maybe you're assembling on a table. Another important, your decoration. I'm going to be using just fresh flowers. If you don't want to use fresh flowers, you can use anything you like pretty much to decorate your macarons tower. And the important ingredients, macarons, of course. I've been keeping them in a fridge, some from freezer. I have different colors and I've been keeping in airtight container. So I decided why not to put that together and maybe use for macarons tower. I have different colors. I have no idea even some of them. When I'll be assembling this tower, then I'll see which color I need. What I will be looking at my flowers. This flowers, my lovely husband gave it to me a few days ago and I thought, oh my gosh, they just perfect colors, so different. Even like pink roses goes well with fall flowers. And I just really love this combination. And I thought it will be perfect for fall. One more thing I want to tell you. When you use fresh flowers, important when you decorating your cake, macarons, or any even dessert table. Just think about not how pretty they are, but how safe they are. Are they safe for people? Are they toxic? Some flowers that I've seen on social media been used for decorating macarons and cakes or any other desserts are toxic and some people get very sick. So please make sure you're not using toxic flowers. The toxic flours, you can just Google and see. If you don't know, just shoot me a comment and I'll let you know. The one I'll be using, they're safe, but at the same time, I want to show you how I'm protecting those flowers and how I'm decorating. It's very important. If you don't know that safety, how the flowers can affect your food, you can actually poison people, and we don't want that, right? So make sure, watch this video, learn, and make your macarons tower, right? Because some people may be not educated and then they're using toxic flours, and it can be very dangerous for people. It can really, people can get sick. We're not going to be using just whole flour. We're not going to be using just a whole flour, right? We're going to be using just top. So what we're doing, for example, with the roses, a lot of roses are safe. Dessert tables, they are fine to decorate desserts. However, we're not using we're not going to be sticking the whole flower, right? We're just going to be cutting like that. And you see right away there is some juice from the flower. We need to protect this flower. Actually, we need to protect our dessert from the flour, from that juice that will be coming out later when the macarons tower will be staying, on the table. This flour will release some juice, right? Some moisture, and it will affect our macarons. It will get them moist, or cakes. You can't just cut the flour and stick to the cake. No, that's big no. Properly to do, I'm using foil and just cutting a little piece. If you want, you just can rip some. And what we're doing when we're gonna use this foil and we're gonna insulate this flour from the dessert. Not too much, just a little bit, right? This way, flour insulated. There is, if any juice will come out from that flour, it will stay in that foil. And now it's safe to decorate our macaron tower or cake. My personal opinion, and I do not like to stick like in a cakes or on macarons. I like to put it, for example, if I'm making macarons tower, I like to put on the bottom or maybe on top and then just put macarons. I'm personally not a big fan to put like that. It's just waste of flowers, because macarons are beautiful on their own, and I want to see beauty of those macaron shells and the ganaches and the fillings. That I think flowers are not the main item in this dessert. Macarons are. Flowers is just decor. Let's get started. I personally like to put some macarons first, and then I will do some decoration with a flower, because you don't know right now what color you have for macarons, or even if you're going to be just using just one color of macarons, that's totally fine. Then you can decorate with different flowers. If you're using many different macaron shells, then try to coordinate, try to match flowers with the macaron shells. And I probably will just skip a little some video, because I don't want you to watch how I'm putting, or maybe I will be speeding up, but the process is very simple. And right away, if you're going to be using this Lazy Susan, you put this macaron tower on it. Just be careful, because it can move. You don't want all macarons fall. Why I like this macaron style? Because it has very, first of all, my macarons are always large size, and for this one, you have to make very small macarons. And when I'm making very large one, it's very hard to stick them here. So, and I don't want to break them, then you have to make very small one. But this one is larger and fits very well with the size that I'm making macaron shells. All right, let's get started. I will be recording this video, but at the same time, I want you to see, do we even have yellow? All right, one more thing I want to tell you. When you putting macarons, you know, even if you pipe the ganache or buttercream, any filling, and you see maybe it was coming out from one side. So you don't want that side to be showing on the macaron tower, right? So you turn them around and show the best side, right? That's kind of goes when you taking videos or picture. If you see something sticking out from the macaron shell, turn them around. Nobody needs to see that, right? It's just cookies, so you're gonna be eating them anyways. These are my salted macarons that we made in some previous videos. And they've been in the fridge very, very well staying. And I love that color, so I want to put them in macarons tower. And to be honest, I don't even know how many macarons I needed for this tower. Haven't made in a while. So I think just keep in mind, or you can count approximately, but it's always around 100, if I'm not mistaken. I really want to do like fall colors. Want to use more green ones. Even those red ones are beautiful. My personal recommendation when you make macarons tower, the best filling will be buttercream. It holds shape much better than ganache, and you can keep it longer on the dessert table. I don't know if I want to put the red ones. I will keep a few. This one is broken. Just put macarons first and then flowers. Oh, I really like the purple one. It could really go well with this. Beautiful color. I have no idea how it's gonna look at the end. No idea. We all will be surprised, I guess. I really like this purple color. It's really perfect for the fall. You be thinking probably it's more like for summer, but I've been using that color a lot for like fall. I'm not putting anything on top because I'm planning to put some flowers there. And you see the size of this tower, it's really large. It can fit very, very large macarons like this, or for some reason I'm making them very, very large. And I have so many macarons, so the tower should be very perfect. I really like this orange, but I don't have that many of them. We're probably gonna be skipping this video because I don't want you guys to just watch how I'm putting. I think there is nothing special really about it. And you know, the good thing, you can always change. If you don't like something, you can always change how you're putting them together. Some of them I just want to eat right now, but I'm holding myself. I don't need to eat them. They all for decor for the video. That's what happens when you bake a lot macarons shells. Then you have so many of them, and it's fun to put them together. later, just kidding, I have just a few left to fill the spot. What do you think so far? Too many? And right now I'm just checking like each macaron because I want to be very perfect for the picture, for the videos. If you're gonna be taking, make sure you're showing the good side of macaron. Like I said, it's all just cookies, but if you're presenting this at the dessert table for the wedding or any other occasion, you want this everything be perfect, right? So right now I'm putting back macarons in a fridge, and we're gonna be decorating with the flowers. 2 hours later, just kidding, this macaron towel, I put all my macarons. I want to turn and you guys can see. And then I decided to show you, because I didn't want to waste the all macarons, I want to show you what if you have like different, let's just move a little bit. With this macaron tower, I decided to put all my macarons together, and I want to show you if you have different sizes of macaron. It doesn't have to be they all staying on a side. You can put some macarons like this, like I have this yellow very large and it's not fitting anywhere, so put it like this on a side. This perfect way if you have large macarons, and also if you maybe decorated with royal icing. Sometimes you don't want them stick on a side, so put them flat. This way they still on the macaron tower, and everyone can see your decoration. It's all up to you. I just put it all together. I have just a few left. I will count each macaron, how many I used in this tower and how many I used in this one, and I will put in my comments in the description below this video, so you guys can have like approximate count how many you need macarons. But like I said, it could be around 100. It all depends on the size also, and on the filling, how much filling you're putting. Like some, my personal opinion, and please don't hate me, or if you disagree, just leave a comment. What do you think? My personal opinion, the filling should be the same size as macaron shell or less. So macarons cookies. So I've seen so many bakers on social media putting a lot of filling, and they making them very large and fat, like I can call them fat caron, because they put a lot of filling. And you see like even difference with those two. This is my original, and this is my favorite. I think this is the classic macaron, and this is more modern. When you put too much, not too much, maybe if you use whipped ganache or some different filling, but you can see the difference, right? Even with this, you see the difference, right? It all depends how much filling you put in macaron. It will affect your macarons tower. My personal, this one, I think it's classic. The filling should be the same size as macaron shell. This one a little bit too much. I will not go more than this. Just think about how you're gonna eat this. This, I think it's perfect. But how you're gonna eat this macaron? This is cookie. You should take a bite, maybe two, done. All right, enough about fillings. Let's now decorate. I have this, and if you want, you can just put one flower like that. But like I said before, don't forget to use foil or maybe plastic wrap or some flower tape to insulate the flower, because we don't want any juice coming from the flower and affect our macarons or cakes, right? I have no idea, to be honest, how what to use with this colors. I was hoping I will have more of this, but I do not have that many. So maybe I'll just use some green stuff and yellow. Don't want to cut all these roses because they're not really pink one. I have so many pink macarons tower where I'm decorating with the white and pink roses. This time I was going to do some fall macarons tower, but it's all depends on your flowers. Really like the yellow. But they almost look exactly as I was using, but these flowers were from my garden, and this year I don't have that many. So maybe just a few like green stuff, maybe some just green leaves, even green leaves. We will be putting some foil. Put something like on top. I will show you later. All right, friends, this is my macarons towers that I just decorated. And as you see, I put some flowers around on the table. And the way I was using this moving tray or Lazy Susan, I can turn around my macaron tower and the flowers staying on the table, which is really, really good for taking videos, pictures, and just to look at the macarons. Maybe if I'm at the dessert table at some party and I don't know which macaron I wanted, this is the great way. My flowers insulated, and if you see sticking this foil, it's totally fine. If you want to use some green tape for flowers, it's totally up to you. But this is what I have. This macaron towel, I did not put any flowers extra. I think there's so much going on, so many flowers, but I just used one, this rose, and I added a little bit of green, and I also insulated this with foil. You see, I put it together, so this way it will stay all together. And just like this, I added a little bit accent to my macaron tower. And I still have plenty of flowers in my vase, so they're gonna be on a table, or they can be also placed on a dessert table, but not in a dessert, next to dessert, right? So I want you to be decorating and making macarons tower, but first think about safety, how that will affect your dessert, and is it safe for people to be around or eat. Choose flowers that are really safe for desserts. Please, this is very important, and I've seen so many on the social media when people using really toxic flowers that people can get sick. Maybe they don't know, they're not educated, but that's why I'm here. I am educating and I'm sharing with you all these tips, how to decorate, how to prepare, how to make macarons. And I would love to see your macarons tower. Maybe if you made on the social media and you post it, please tag me. I would love to see your creations. Happy baking, and thank you for watching.